extracting spinach. We have this divided up for 2 people. So the person on the left will be doing an extraction, while the person on the right will be preparing the column. Spinach. It's going to be extracted using solvent number 2, which is a mixture of 9:1 hexane to acetone. The acetone is polar. Things that like water will go into it. The hexane is non-polar. Things which don't like water will go into it. On the tube with the spinach, we have a line drawn, and we want to fill that up with the 9:1 hexane acetone. So we have 3 bottles, one with the hexane, one a mixture of hexane acetone, and one with just acetone. We're going to, you put the bulb onto the glass pipette, you squeeze the bulb first, put it into the mixture, and then release it to draw the solvent up. You're then going to add it up, so it fills up to the line. So it fills up to the line, and I'd say shake it, and then take the glass stirring rod and use it sort of like a mortar and pestle, and you go in and gently grind the spinach and mix it up with the hexane acetone mixture. In the meantime, so that's the person on the left doing that. The person on the right is going to prepare the column. They're going to prepare the column by taking the first solvent, which is hexane, and they're going to be adding it to the column. And I should say, take the Erlenmeyer flask, put it down. You can adjust the ring clamp and move it so that it will empty into the Erlenmeyer. You're then going to take, again, squeeze the bulb first, draw up the hexane, fill up the top of the column with hexane. We're trying to get air bubbles out and to prepare the column this way. So take the pipette bulb, put it over the top, try and seal it as best you can. Try not to break the pipette. Okay, and then apply pressure. So that gets, you can still see some white and the column isn't totally done. So add some more hexane to it. Oh, that's not good. So that's hopefully 2. And put the bulb over. Seal it. Push. Do not pull the bulb off without, you always keep the bulb clamped because you don't want to have it suck up. Alright, so now we're going to take a single pipette and we're going to put the spinach extract onto the column. Most of the solids will have settled to the bottom of the tube, and the mixture is quite, the liquid is quite great. So don't stick the tube all the way to the bottom. Try and get as much of the liquid off without putting the pipette solids. So by holding it on a slant, you can actually get the solvent to separate from the solids. So at this point, you can see that we have a green mixture and it hasn't yet entered into the silica gel. We're going to again apply pressure. And so already you can see that we're starting to have yellow separate from the green. This is just using, because the solvent extraction mixture also had acetone in it. If it was just hexane, it may not start separating right away. So now we have the spinach extract loaded onto the top of the column. We're going to use the solvent 2 that we used for the extraction. We're going to add more of that now to the column. Again, we're going to apply pressure. And this is going to force everything onto the column, and the yellow band starts moving quite a bit. So again, at this point, you can see the dark green having entered what we call silica gel, which is the solid part. There's a cotton plug here and sand up top. But you can see a yellow band here. So now we're going to start, we're going to change up. We're going to remove the Erlenmeyer. We're going to take a empty glass test tube. Place. I'm going to take more of the solvent number 2, hexane acetone. I'm going to add it to the top of the column. Get the bulb on securely. And now I'm going to use the pressure squeeze. Now, so I can see some yellow start to come up. I'm going to change it because I really want to try and get the yellow as concentrated as possible. Essentially on the column, there's green at the top, the yellow's gone, and you can see this tube is yellow, and especially if you compare it, a little bit of yellow started to come off before, but this tube is significantly more yellow than this, so most of the yellow's in there. I now want to get the chlorophyll, which is green, off. And I'm going to do that by going to use pipette number 2, valve number 3. We're going to use the solvent number 3. We're going to try and get that chlorophyll off the column. So this is a very polar solvent. The silica gel itself is basically made out of sand. It says silicon